What do you recommend going forward? We are here now. So 844 is a shutdown. We are heading into CBC. There are those who are saying that it is okay because we don't want to leave no man behind in the CBC system, the transition. There are those who are saying that brings in a lack of accountability in itself. So what do you recommend going forward?
Yeah, I think we've engaged in a lot of talking as a country in terms of education. It is now time we shift from words to action. And action that every Kenyan understands, actions that all Kenyan professionals are involved on day-to-day basis. And if you look at the delivery of quality education, regardless of the model, there are three variables. Number one, quality infrastructure. No choice. We must invest. Teachers. We cannot be having schools, deplorable schools, where kids score 100 and something marks, while others are privileged and they score 500, simply because of that is inequality. Kenya must conform to the international commitment of equitable quality education for all children, regardless of background. So that if a child walks to a public school, you get exactly what you will get in a premium private school. Why do you have private primary schools in Kenya? So many of them. They were shortcuts for children from able families to secure places in premium national schools. And that explains why we've cut throat competition in exams. The problem is not exams. The problem is competition for limited spaces. It's not even the education system. So variables. Number one, quality infrastructure. Number two, quality teaching and learning tools. So when you tell teachers, be creative, be innovative, that is a weak way of avoiding investing in quality teaching and learning tools. Let us walk to Olympics Primary School in Kibera, grade 1 class, and you will see a teacher manipulating ICT software in teaching and in delivering teaching. And let us find a class in every public school not exceeding 30 learners, complete with quality teaching and learning tools. Training teachers. Quality teachers is a driving factor. And in fact, when you look at all these models, even implementation of CBC, let's not cheat ourselves. We must go back to engage in a conversation of looking at availability of teachers for all the subjects that have been prepared for the curriculum. Those are three variables. And I'll come back and ask TSC, of these 56,000 teachers who have been employed in the last 1 year, how many are technical teachers? Are they available in every school? How many are teaching foreign languages? Are we satisfying the structure and the curriculum model, or we are simply employing and making a general public policy statement? And then number three, in national leadership. I think now the Ministry of Education should shift closer to the heart and the desk of the president and be controlled firmly. And this ministry should be elevated to the level of the Ministry of Interior and National Security. And there are I propose three areas that must, from time to time, the president should be able to handle directly, so that we eliminate cartels, laziness, and corruption at the ministry. Number one, school audit. The school audit must be strengthened. And the head of the national audit, the president should be able to interact with that person from time to time, other than being managed from the ministry. Because we've got a collapsed school audit. And if we ask today, the money that was sent, even 1,400, let's agree, that is...
We can't account for it.
Can we account for it? What has it done in school? Has it gone to the benefit of the learners? Even as Parliament negotiates for increment of the same, is the audit working? And then we have seen systematic efforts to destroy the school audit. And it is wrong even for the Ministry of Education to outsource audit services while it has auditors in almost every county. So that is one, school audit. Number two, quality assurance. The ESCAC that has been supported, it is in law. Mutula Kilonzo put it. I participated and I saw the sense of having a completely independent, strong education standard and quality assurance department, fully financed council, so that it can audit the ministry. It's a mirror to the minister, a mirror to the peers, and give national report on the status of education and in county reports and reports of every school. Every school must have a quality assurance report. And of course, the quality assurance and standard officers should be able to monitor and work with teachers from time to time and fix the gaps. Let us not wait until we have colossal challenges, then we begin convening task forces. I think it has reached a time we do away with the task forces. Let us deal with what we have. And if you remember the time of Moi, this Office of Quality Assurance was called Inspectorate. And when the president needed an inspection report, he would get it directly from the chief inspector of schools, not the minister. So this is one office that should be able to periodically report to the president. And then lastly, we must have a strong research and planning unit at the ministry and the various sagas like KICD. They should be able to give us periodic research work and data from implementation of curriculum. The Kenya National Examination Council, research, because we cannot drive education without evidence-based, so that when we come to the studio here, we should be able to interact with data that is generated from research. So with these serious pragmatic reforms, I visited Malaysia, and there is a whole planning department in the ministry. And when you are building a school, say in Nyakach, it is directed from planning department in terms of infrastructure, designs, the number of teachers, and everything else. We must take education seriously and more, and I think it should be elevated and taken closer to the presidency, where certain sagas, the president should be able to deal with them directly. Because if we leave it to the cartels, who have reigned supreme, and they are running the show, why did somebody, for example, decide to kill education standards and quality assurance? We don't have it now. And an expert here in research. In rollout of curriculum, monitoring and evaluation is a critical stage. We don't have it. It is not working. So what really are we doing? So there are a lot of salient issues. Now that there is a presidential working party with the recommendations, those recommendations should be implemented, and a lot of reforms and restructuring of the entire education sector undertaken as a matter of urgency. But if we leave it for this casual conversation and only monitor them in the talk show, we will be back here within a few years with even bigger problems and bigger challenges.
I just want to start from that point, because